Excellent.
Okay, there we are. Good morning.
Okay, good
Forgive
morning.
my
Let me,
disheveled
let me,
appearance.
I want to go into the Proverbs, verse 27. And here's where I, it caught my attention this morning and I went, wow, this is what I have been saying for years. I
Okay.
just had forgotten this verse was here and
Yeah.
I had not understood it in the way that I understand things. Do not withhold good from those to whom it is due
Hmm.
when it is in the power of your hand to do so. Do not say to your neighbor, go and come back, and tomorrow I will give it when you have it with you.
Hmm.
And I looked at that this morning and I said, this is what I have believed and been saying for a long time. This is God telling us how to be, but that's because that's who He is.
Yeah.
And so God literally is telling us that when He has the ability to do something that we need, that for Him to withhold it would be sin. It would be error. It would be wrong. I mean,
Right.
that's what He's saying, isn't He? He's telling
Yeah.
us that if we have it within our ability to do something to help somebody and we don't do it, He's saying that's a no-no.
Yeah.
You do it. If you
Yeah.
can do it, you do it. Well, if God is telling us if we can do it to help somebody and we don't do it, that's error, which means that if God has the ability to do something to help us and he doesn't do it, it's
Hmm.
wrong.
Hmm.
Unless you understand it the way that campus organization used to tell me, which is what a lot of people believe, that God is other than us. So when he tells us something, commands us, whatever he says in his word, they would tell me, I heard him preach it, that that is what God has for you, but God doesn't have to obey his own word. They
Right.
literally said that. God doesn't
Right.
have to obey his own word. They didn't like that question being addressed, but when I would address it, they would say that no,
Yeah.
God can do whatever he wants and he doesn't have to do what he tells you. And
Right.
it's like that never made sense to me, but that's what they said. Do
Right.
they still say it? I don't know. I have nothing to do with that organization. Haven't
Right.
had in decades. So I've had this question in my mind. Um, why am I not seeing God do what he says that he would do and is telling us we should do? When I read this morning and I thought about it, I realized that this is telling me that first of all, if God has said that should do whatever he's capable of doing
Hmm.
and hasn't done it, it cannot be that he has not done it because he's not a liar. He's not a trickster.
Right.
So he's telling me that not only should I, but that he is committed to doing for us what we need done when we need done it and not withholding it.
Yeah.
And that to me is wonderful, but it tells me that there's something I am missing because God has done, otherwise, he's a liar.
Yeah.
He has done everything that we need done, that I need done
Yeah.
for my life to be okay, my
Yeah.
life to be good, my life to be right. He
Yeah.
has done it, but I don't see it, but he has done it.
Yeah.
That's a massive question.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here looking at it and I'm thinking, okay, Father, what am I missing? Because it's just as simple as I need to learn some things that I don't even know what I need to learn, but
Hmm.
I need to learn some things that will enable me to see what you have already done.
Yeah.
For instance, he has saved us. He said it's finished on the cross. Our salvation is complete, yet I don't see it. I see something else. normal evangelical attitude is, well, that's because it's spiritual, and one day you will, when you die, then you'll see the things that God promised. I don't like that. That is I think that's a cop out, and it does not address what God said. And so I'm looking at it and I'm saying this morning to God, I need to know some things. And I don't know what it is I need to know, but the fact is, you said in these very passages that I should get, and other passages in the same book, that I should get wisdom and I should get knowledge and I should get understanding. So you're not withholding those from me, but I need them. And I need them in a way that it answers these questions for me so that I can enjoy what you say you have already done. So I'm looking at um, I'm looking at a realities, and I'm looking at that there's a reality available to me and all of us that God has said is available to us and that He literally has given us, and I want to enjoy that reality because some of the realities that I enjoy in this life are not very pleasant.
Yeah.
And so you've said that you've done it for me, Father. I want to take what you have given me so that I can see it and live it and stop living some of these realities that are not so pleasant.
I think the big takeaway for right now, not that there's a bunch, but you said, yeah, God tells us if you have it in the power to do something, then you should do it. And then people are like, but he doesn't. So that is so insane and illogical. I mean, yeah, if it's a crazy person, if it's a evil, terrible person, and I guess people think that's who God is he's an evil liar who tricks them and tells us to do something that he doesn't do himself, or we can just any number of things. I mean, I've heard it from people that, yeah, they think he's out to get them. They think he's, yeah,
I
they
did.
think he's a
I
liar.
thought that for actually for decades.
Yeah, and it's like he doesn't exist, but if he does, he's awful too. There's all these weird people get angry at God but don't believe he's there. It's just this screwy, backwards, confusing, and they're making do because they'll look at the world and see bad stuff. What we're talking about,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
they'll go on
Yeah.
and say, if okay, I heard once that that Jesus died for our sins and fixed everything, and nothing is fixed, so he's a liar. That's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
boom. Bottom line, I can't trust a word he says. And now I'm going to start finding other ways to prove that he's a liar and think of him as a liar and not like him because he's a liar or a trickster or just messed up and mean and cruel. And
Yeah.
get people to, and what's the thing people used to say, a narcissist, and he
Yes.
needs,
Oh, oh
people
man,
would
I could
say,
go off on that one.
oh geez, they'd say he wants us to worship him, and he's so insecure that
He
he
needs his back
needs
scratched.
our worship. Yeah. And they just believe all that stuff and hate him for it, and rightly so. You would.
Yeah.
Somebody who's, I mean, that's an abusive, awful person who does these lies to you, treats you terrible, and then expects you to thank them for it, and you know
Oh,
uh, bow
oh,
to
that
them. And
hurts. That
oh
hurts.
goodness. And that's who people think he is, and it's so gosh, we'll have to dig into how we kind of shift that perspective, because I had that perspective, and I was like, okay, I think that
Wow.
about him, but I guess I'm not quite right. Like, or there must be some good stuff about him, because there's all these churches and there's all these people who love him and say that he loves them. But yeah, boy, so I'll be in trouble if I don't read my Bible, or if I don't like the a certain part of church because I think it's boring or doesn't make sense, or so I guess I got to be careful, you know.
Yeah.
um, and I did think that, and I remember hearing people say it and agreeing with it, even though I didn't want to agree with it. That yeah, he was insecure or something. Like, we gotta,
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
requires our worship
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
because
To
it
make him
feeds his
feel good. Yeah.
ego. and to and now my perspective is absolutely not that. He's a dad, and dads love you and they're happy when you love them back, but that's not why they do what they do. That's not,
Yeah.
that has doesn't play into it. You don't feed a baby because they have earned it. You
Yeah.
feed a baby because you love them and they just are that. And you do everything for a baby because they need it and you want to give it to them. And that's who God is.